I'm keying on oil. I think oil takes out 20. I think that oil is something that the algos are keying on. I wish that there weren't such thing as algorithmic trading, David, but it's here to stay. I love Lee Cooper, and he's talking about the uptick rule. It's almost quaint. The quants are in charge.
Yeah, it is quaint.
It is. The quants,
yes.
Let's bring back the Smith Corona typewriter. The quants are in charge. They took it up, and now, David, they're going to cash. They're going to cashier the market and cash it in.
Let's come back to oil for a second, because it does get lost sometimes in all of the volatility we're seeing, and our focus, of course, on the economic crisis, on the health crisis, and on the equity markets. But, Jim, you just said you think oil's going to go to 20 or below.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, there's we're pumping 13 million. There's no place to put it, David. Now, the storage people have actually held back a little space because they think that oil could go in under $5. I don't know if that's actually possible. But yesterday,
Excuse me?
Yeah, no, there's some people who think it's going to go to $5. The most important interview we had yesterday was Scott Sheffield from Pioneer with Brian Sullivan, where he's just talking about a handful of oil companies making it. I think people should listen up. You can go back on CNBC.com and listen to it, because it takes your breath away. Scott's the guy who told me when we were making 8 million barrels a day that we were going to go to 13. We were headed to 17. I just feel like that people have to keep their eye on oil, David, because it's the wild card. It's the thing that no one seems to be able to stop. And it's deflationary, not at a time we want to see deflation. It feels so 1928, 29.
It's, and it is worth reminding people, of course, it is connected to the current economic crisis, given the incredible decrease in demand from world economies. But it is also completely separate because of this fight that continues between the Saudis and the Russians. You have said now for weeks you want the president to call up Saudi Arabia's leader, of course, and say, cut it out. But that hasn't happened, Jim, and it appears that's not going to happen.
Look, the president, I've spoken to the president for many, many years about OPEC. He hated OPEC. OPEC's on the run now. Gasoline's coming down. I think it is good for the American people. It's just that if we're in a fight of our lives to keep people on payrolls, and we listened to Danny Meyer just then talking about restaurants, huge employer, want to keep them on the payrolls. That's something that Secretary Mnuchin designed, particularly with the bill. But there's this other part of the American economy that has been the strongest, greatest job creator, and also about energy independence, national security. And I'm not saying it could go away, because the oil's always going to be in the ground, David. I am saying, holy cow, this thing is not playing ball with the market. And if we didn't have the algos, here's what would happen. It'd be like, wow, hey, maybe that's okay. But, David, if there's these traders, these hedge funds that key off of certain very simple things, and they're keying off of oil, they could take us down with them.